fundamentally it just boils down to hanging out on bikes is what, Ewan and I love to do.
Well, there's something extraordinary about going out into very remote places, and I think first of all there was the idea to do a round the world trip was what sparked the whole thing off with my friend Charley.
We started talking about Africa. It's something that Ewan and I feel very passionate about, and it's that sort of last mad place in the world. I did the Dakar Rally. There is something about riding a bike through Africa that is incredibly addictive.
After we finished Long Way Round, we sat down and we got the world map out and looked at other kind of possible trips. We just had such an amazing experience riding from London to New York, and had an incredibly positive experience with people we'd met in Central Asia, Mongolia and Kazakhstan. Wherever we were, we found that it was a very optimistic view of the world. People were very friendly and helpful to us. So we wanted to travel more, but the idea of travelling through the whole continent, north to south, was very exciting. And it was another challenge to ride from the top of Scotland to South Africa. The main difference, I suppose, about travelling through Africa than travelling through Central Asia and Russia is that the roads are very busy.
It's those moments, those slap-in-the-face moments, when you suddenly realise where you are.
Our first African camp, Charlie. Hey!
We're having a bit of a crisis here in the old tent. The roads are real lifelines in Africa. They're real arteries. People have no transportation there other than their feet and donkeys or mules. So the roads are very busy, and you have to be very careful when you're driving along them. Whereas in Russia and Central Asia, we spent days without seeing anybody.
I must say, I can't believe we're off. I cannot believe we're doing this.
We had elephants go through our camp one night. I heard this elephant very close by eating, and so I got out my tent and Charley over the way, went, "Ewan, come over this way," and I was like, "Okay," and I was putting my clothes on so I didn't have to run naked across in the moonlight and embarrass everyone and myself, and then I did a strange thing. I closed the door of my tent. I don't know why, in case I got a mosquito in there or something, while this elephant was going by. And in the morning we found the tracks. They were probably about 20 feet away from the tent, but at night time it sounded very, very close.
It's our first day in Africa, absolutely melting already.
In Africa it was mainly just the heat. In Sudan, in the middle of the desert in Sudan, it was 50 degrees centigrade. It was like really, really hot. Sand is my least favourite thing. Deep sand is very, very difficult to ride in for anyone, and especially on those great big heavy bikes that are laden with, your camping equipment and stuff. You wish you were on something lighter that could skiff over the top of it. And also there's technique. Charley's he's done the Paris-Dakar, or the Dakar rally, and he's a much more experienced rider than I. And he kept giving me these technical advice, which I tried my best to listen to, but it's like telling your head to do something that your body doesn't want to do. The idea of when you lose the front end, to keep the power on instead of closing the throttle. It's all very well to say that, but it's quite difficult to do. In the moment, your instinct is to shut the throttle.
Here we go.
We did Long Way Round in 2004. We did Long Way Down 2007, and I think if we'll do another one, but I think it'll be a bit longer. I think we'll take. There's a feeling that they are experiences of a lifetime, and you don't want to use them all up at once. So I think we'll wait a little longer, make some more movies, and then we'll see.
It's the most beautiful place I've ever been to.
It's all about motorbikes. Always has been, always will be.